Hey everyone, so today we are going to work on actually recreating these screens using all the components that we have made so far. So this is the screen we need to recreate, and these are the components we have been making step by step from last few videos. Now what I'm going to do is just copy paste a version here, and probably I should move these here so I have things to refer to. So this will be my reference screen. This will be the one that I will be working on. So what I'm gonna do is click the layer, um, which is which has the screenshot, and reduce the opacity from either layer panel percentage or fill opacity. So I can go probably 40 or maybe 30, and I've added some of okay. For now, I'm gonna leave it like this. So what I'm going to do is just I have compiled, I have brought all the image, what do you say, components that I've been making and placed them right here. This is the component I just made for the time and battery percentage, etc. So I'm going to add that. Below that, I need my top navigation. I'm just making sure that I'm placing things right. So if you're not sure if you are placing things at the right position, you can simply reduce the opacity like this and see if it is placed right where you need it, or you can move and see if it needs some tweaking or etc. So it looks good. Now I need my search, making sure that there is no distance between them, and I'm going to reduce the opacity to 30% to see I place them in the right place. I think I need to update the spacing between them. So I'm just going to quickly go to the main component and see what I can do with the opacity. So I should probably try, since I didn't apply any auto layout, I will have to manually change these, and I guess this should work. Yeah, so I'm gonna do this and bringing the opacity back. Now for these, so what I did is, so I brought my card component, which the card category component, and I applied all the things I was supposed to apply, which was like using this. I changed the illustration type, and using this I changed the text bubble t. Okay, so this like this, and I should not resize it for now, but yeah, this is how I updated all of them. And now I'm going to quickly place them one by one here. So if you see, there is a slight of a corner I can see for what this category card. So I'm going to place it inside, and using arrows I'm going to move there. So you can still see it because I haven't turned the clip content on, but if you don't want to see that, you can turn this off. And now I am just going to make sure using my arrow keys if that this one is at least right and where I need it. And now I'm going to align this one accordingly. Since I don't know what was in this section, I just use the one I'm using here. Okay, bringing the beauty one here. Now I need to make sure that I know how much spacing they are using. 7 is a random number, so probably 6 they are using. So we'll see 6 or 8. So again, placing it the next one approximately above and see if it fits. Yeah, if I move 2 points, it will be too much. So I guess 6 is the number they are using. Now I'm gonna go bring the shipping card. Again, making sure it is at 6 point distance, and of course just need to make sure they are all aligned from the top because height is same. I just selected them all and click this. Only one of them is left. So I'm gonna bring that, of course, align them, and yeah, then I am going to bring my divider, which I placed right here. Just in case somebody is wondering how did I just bring all of these components right where I needed. So what I did is this. I went into the asset panel, wrote down the name of the component I am looking for, selected the one and dragged and dropped them here. So now I did all the editing and I did this to all of the components. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is for this one, instead of going one by one, I am going to just bring them right here and see, using the arrows with all of them selected, I'm going to place them approximately where I need them. So if I reduce the spacing, will it fit? It kind of doesn't have any spacing, and of course it doesn't have a background, so we have two type of components, one with the background and one without the background. But here I needed 6 points to place them right where I needed them, but here I don't need any spacing. Okay, let's see what happens. Just making sure they're aligned. Okay, for the vertical spacing, I'm gonna see where it is supposed to be. So my component for the divider is supposed to be 12 point, of course not 13. Multiples of 4 is our preference, so 12 points from there. And now I'm going to select these cards, and there is 2 point difference. Okay, 2 looks reasonable, we'll keep them. Okay, so just zooming out and see, like we are done till here. Now I'm going to select these all. You can bring things one by one, or you can just simply bring all of them here like this. So I have applied the spacing of, so something weird happened, that if I place it right where I need it, this spacing is 6. Okay, if I keep this 6, then this is okay. 6 sounds good, almost good. So I'm gonna use 6 then. But still, there is some issues with the exact spacing. So we can either go with 6 or 8 to make it look like how we want it to be. So I am going to choose 8 just in case. Okay, sounds amazing. These are the components for these cards and these chips. I had to edit the icons and the labels, but this card will be used as it is because there is no variation. Just using arrow keys to place it right where I need it, and then making sure the vertical spacing is what we need. So 20 is a random number. I'm gonna go with 21 is a random number. I'm gonna go with 20. Now what I'm gonna do is do this. Just making a copy because it only has to show some initial details, and making sure the spacing is okay. One thing I also need to make sure is now that this component is placed on the grid, because from here we need to make sure the things are on grid. Here you saw, okay, there was a slight problem with this. Okay, let me go quickly fix it. I'm going to main component and making sure it is on 16, and then when 16 I need to reduce the size. Okay, and it is 6. Okay, it is good. Now for this one, these are scrolls, so we don't need to worry about placing them on the, what do you say, grid. But we need to make sure the spacing between them, the similar items, is same. So we kept the number 6 for these one, and we kept the number 0 for this one. And for this one, it is also scroll, means horizontally you can swipe to see more options. But for this we need to make sure that this is on the grid. So if I place it on the grid, it needs to be at least 8 points away from it to make sense. And then I'm going to make a copy. Okay, here there is a tricky part. So if I cut this off, these parts are, clipped, but this doesn't get clipped, which means something is wrong. So this card, I'm gonna select this and see what where it shows in the what do you say, our layer panel. So this is the screen it is supposed to be in, and this is the card. So what I'm gonna do is just click and drag it within the screen. Just make sure your arrow, the screen items is, open. It is not like this. You have to have it open. It will be easier to place it here. So now if I clip the content, it is right where it is supposed to be. Now again, I'm going to duplicate it, move it right where I need to bring it, and keep the spacing to 8. One thing that I'm going to do is, since I didn't save this number, it was very there, so I'm just gonna break my component and drop the color, and bam, this is how it is supposed to look. Perfect. So for this one, I only just clicked saved, hit T on the keyboard to start typing, and then did this, and place it right where I needed it. Means at 16 the distance, because 16 is our margin. And now I'm going to apply the color I need it in, and of course the title, sorry, the typography style is already applied. So, or otherwise, if not, you can apply from here like this. And I needed this button, just gonna place it right where it is needed, 16 distance, making sure that it is aligned with my heading like this in center. So yeah, this is perfect. Deleting this one, bringing the card. So in the cards, I made sure that I updated the text, image for this one to make something similar, and I updated as much information I had from this screenshot, but this part is updated. I didn't remove the zero delivery because I wasn't sure if it is going to be visible or not. So let's see what happens. Since these are saved stores, I kept the heart red because saved store means the favorite ones. So I'm just gonna keep them here. Now I'm gonna just drag it and place it. Okay, one thing I didn't check is if I select both of them, is it multiple of 4? Of course. The spacing. Now I am checking where I should place it. 16 it is. Perfect. 12, 16. This is random. See, we need to always make sure if we're not breaking any pattern without any, planning. So 16 it is. Now this can be 12. Now this can move up a bit, or maybe below a bit, make it 24. And here 26 is random, so probably 24. Okay, perfect. And now with this one, since I am making measuring the distance, so you see the vertical height of this component and this component is different, so I'm just selecting them to measure the distance. And for this one, I am also selecting the distance from this one. Okay, so perfect, 16 points away from here. And yep, on 3 columns makes perfect sense. I'm gonna bring this in, place it on the 4th column, making sure that they are aligned. If they are not, I can select and make them align, and 12 points apart, because that's the distance I kept for the cutters. And why it is not clipped? It means it needs to be within this screen. There is another way I can bring it in. So I'm gonna control X, and then I'm gonna select my screen, and now I'm gonna control V. So it already pasted in within the screen. So 2 ways to do one thing. Now I am going to do this. So I am just, to make sure that I'm placing it the right position, I'm gonna reduce the opacity, move it, align it, and then bringing the opacity back. And we have 18 points of distance left below. Just making sure. Okay, perfect. So this is the component that I didn't make. So for this, I am going to quickly go here. So we have 18 points left. I'm gonna go drop a frame, make it, give it a height of 18, align it here, make it wide like this. By default, you can see I'm just calling it Android. Okay, now I'm gonna bring a rectangle. Select, hit I on the keyboard to select this color, place it where I need it, round those corners, and resize them the way I want it. And height should be 4, 3 is random. Again, checking the distances. Perfect. Now I'm gonna control X and I'm going to go near this one. Go to main component, place it right here. And what I'm going to do is, since they both have same name, I am going to just make this a component. Now you can see they both have only one variable within it and the name is same. So we are seeing another fun thing. It is telling us to combine them as variants. So let's quickly do that. When I did that, since there was no subname, it is showing us a warning. So I'm gonna rename the name this to property and I'm gonna call this one top. I'm gonna call this one bottom. And now I'm going to give it a nice fill. No, white one, sorry. Okay, so this color 666. Which color was it? Where are my colors? Okay, not in this page. I'm gonna go into my foundations. Approximately near this one. So instead of adding a new color, I'm gonna just quickly give it a similar color, probably this one or this one. So this should work. Now, okay, I'm gonna go back to my design. Sorry, copying the component from here, a variable from here, and gonna place it by selecting the screen. I'm gonna place it. It is placed at random, so I'm just gonna align them where I want it to be. Now to see the results, I am going to go into this and probably you can increase the opacity to check if you place things right, one, and then you can turn this eye off or just delete it. And these are the rectangles I added, so I'm removing them too. Perfect. Now you see this is the actual screenshot and this is the design we made. And the background is not visible. I'm going to turn this grid off to see. Okay, so the screen color needs to be filled. I didn't have any fill in it, so this needs to be this one. Now I can see the background. So these are the details you will keep checking as you move forward. So this is more visible, so I'm going to move this like this and see what else we are missing. So far it looks good. This should be on the top. You can bring the layer on the top like this, bring to the front by just pressing this or just simply selecting this. So because if it is at the bottom, it is not going to be looking good. Like this is not how we want it. So I'm going to bring it at front and I think it looks good. So we are done with one screen. See you guys in the next video.